welcome, my resilience warriors. Thank you for your coming and just showing up for yourself today and every day, even if you're not engaging, which I want to see more of. So let's get that in. Just thank you for being here for yourself and just for allowing me to spread my experience and everything that I've learned and the AIR method. I hope you guys have taken notice to our new cover little picture, which is the AIR cycle. I'm so happy that I was able to get that out to you so it can go from my brain into an actual visualization that you guys can see what I mean by an AIR cycle with adapt, do the inner work, and repeat. And then it goes around in a complete cycle because we must elevate our lives one AIR cycle at a time, and we do it without even knowing we're doing it. Okay, so in our previous sessions, we've explored the profound impact of intention on our lives. Intention, as Dr. Wayne Dyer emphasizes in The Power of Intention, is the driving force behind all manifestations and outcomes. It's the conscious decision to focus our thoughts and energy and actions towards a specific purpose or goal. We've discussed how intention serves as a powerful tool for personal growth and fulfillment. By setting clear intentions, we align ourselves with the energy of the universe and open ourselves to opportunities and possibilities. Intention provides clarity of purpose, guiding our decisions and actions towards our desired outcomes. Moreover, we've examined how intention shapes our reality. Our thoughts and our beliefs influence the way we emit, attracting similar energies and experiences into our lives. Through the power of intention, we have the ability to create positive change, overcome obstacles, and manifest our deepest desires. Ultimately, intention is not just about achieving external success. It's about cultivating inner fulfillment and living authentically. By aligning our intentions with our values and passions, we can lead more purposeful and meaningful lives, grounded in joy, gratitude, and love. So in today's session, we'll delve deeper into chapters 7 through 14 of The Power of Intention, exploring specific techniques and insights to enhance our understanding and practice of intention in daily life. Okay, so chapter 7 is Respect Myself at All Times. And it is titled, the affirmation for it is my intention to respect myself at all times. Now we're going to discuss that in depth. I do have some notes about this chapter. Let me make sure I don't see anybody on. Okay, so the first thing that I have, what I wanted to do was in the chapter, it says, here's a simple truth to begin this chapter. You did not originate from a material particle as you've been led to believe. Your conception at the moment of your parents' blissful comingly was not your beginning. You had no beginning. That particle emanated from the universal energy field of intention, as do all particles. You're a piece of that universal mind of creation, and you must see God inside of you and view yourself as a divine creation in order to access the power of intention in your life. I just thought that was just so synonymous to where I am in my life today. And I just wanted to note that I have in my notes that some of the concepts and principles and things that Dr. Wayne Dyer talks about in this book that I was all for, and I was like, okay, that resonates with me so much. Coming back to it, this was 2008 I read this, 2000, and then I read it over in I think 2015. So coming back this third time reading this book, some of the things I do not agree with anymore, and my perspectives have changed. So I just wanted to note that sometimes we may read something or we may hear something one time, and the next time we hear it, it may not resonate with us the same way it did before. So it's all about respecting that yourself at all times and respecting that you will adapt and do the inner work and repeat to change, because change is inevitable. That is what we want to do. All right. So what I have down in my notes is host or hostage. Okay. And that part of the chapter was just really talking about your ego, and that is the set of beliefs that you've written about, that you believe about yourself. That's really what it is. Your that edging God out, as Eckhart Tolle says, is your ego. So are you a host or are you a hostage to it? Being a host to God means seeing your authentic connection to source. It's knowing that it's impossible for you to ever be disconnected from the source from which you came. So basically, it says ego's idea of separation fosters your feelings of being in competition with everyone. And that is not what we want to do. So we don't want to be a hostage for always wanting to be competing with everybody and thinking that their way is wrong just because we don't agree with it. And that was just like the biggest thing that I pushed in there, that I took from there. And throughout what I was reading, there were these words about self-respect, self-rejection, self-disrespect, self-repudiation, self-regard. You know what I mean? And that really pushes us to really think, how much do we respect ourselves, and do we respect ourselves at all times? Our complete whole selves. I have in my notes the self in self-respect. The greatest mistake we make is making opinions of others more important than our own opinion of ourselves. Step back. That is something that you need to put in your notes also, because just listen to that. Making opinions of others more important than our own opinion of ourselves. And I see that so much in the reality TV of YouTube, because that's basically how vlogging started. How when we started, it was like reality TV started on YouTube. And I'm really seeing that in how some of the subscribers to people on YouTube are just reacting to their own lives and making their opinion more important than their opinion of their own selves. They're pushing, we must focus on our own self. The mental currency for 2024 is big. And it starts with self-awareness. Oh, yes, self-respect. I also have in my notes that now I wanted to try and because we have so many chapters to go through, I didn't want to spend so much time in one chapter. So I'm not going to go through and read everything that I highlighted, but I do want you to see that I am a highlight queen, because these are things that I'm going to go back and read. So instead of reading the whole book all over again, just the important things that I wanted to take from out, as well as all the notes that I do have. So page 140, I did want to read it. It says, Gerald Jampolsky observed, when I am able to resist the temptation to judge others, I can see them as teachers of forgiveness in my life, reminding me that I can only have peace of mind when I forgive rather than judge. This is how you return the self in self-respect. Rather than judging those who judge you, thereby lowering your self-respect, you send them a silent blessing of forgiveness and imagine them doing the same toward you. You're connecting to intention and guaranteeing that you'll always respect the divinity that you are. You've cleared the path to be able to enjoy the great power that is yours in the field of intention. I just love, love, love that. And I wrote down, the negative viewpoints of others represents their low energy ego working on you. And we must keep ourselves aware of that, so that we don't react before we get a chance to before we give ourselves a chance to respond to any situation. All right, now let's go right into the concluding section of the book, of the chapters. I love the concluding sections of each chapter in this book because it's always 10 steps or ways that you can practice. And this, in this concluding section, has the 10 ways to practice nurturing your intention to respect yourself at all times. The number one way is to do mirror work. Stand in that mirror and say to yourself, I love me. And that's what he calls it in the book. It is that is the inner, the actual mirror work you're doing is speaking positive words into yourself. And you can start with that one affirmation. Just say it to yourself all the time. I love me. I love me. I love me. When I started, I would hug myself and I would just say, I love me. I love me. I love me. And that will help you start to transform your mindset into a more positive vibe than putting those negative words into yourself. Words are spells, so remember that. The number two way to maintain your self-respect. And it says, write the following affirmation and repeat it over and over again. So the second one is, I am whole and perfect as I was created. I am whole and perfect as I was created. And by simply carrying these words with you and being in the same space with them, their energy will flow directly to you. And I am one who, through the years, depends on words and how they flow and how they make me feel. And if you really start to pay attention to yourself, your likes, your dislikes, just get to know yourself, your self-discovery, your self-actualization, your regard, just getting to know all of you, you will start to really see how energy flows to you, through you, around you, just by being that observant and having that self-respect for yourself. So number 3 is to extend more respect to others and to all life. So it says, perhaps the greatest secret of self-esteem is to appreciate other people, to appreciate other people more. The easiest way to do this is to see the unfolding of God in them. And that is 100% true. Even though there were plenty of times that I've encountered friends and people have told me that it's hard to really always see the good in people. And I believe that to an extent, but I choose to go ahead and see the good in people and let them show me the bad. And then I can decide how I'm going to move with them, as in keeping the respect for myself. Number 4, affirm to yourself and all others that you meet, I belong. And that is, I believe, giving an example of this very statement. Affirm to yourself and all others that you meet, I belong. Is me belonging in the Global Speakers University right now at this time in my journey. I have had other people tell me that you're so far beyond that. You could be doing this and doing that and doing this. But for me, as in where I am in my journey, being in the Global Speakers University and facilitating those sessions as an elite team member that I have been doing, are really beneficial to me in my journey and in my development of my AIR method, which I'm hoping to turn into a certification course. So just keep following and just pay attention to the evolution of me pushing myself into just having that self-respect and intention space for myself. And I'm hoping to push you guys into seeing that for yourself so you can come into your own And if you're thinking about speaking, let me know. I have the hookup on that. All right, so number 4. But I want you guys to make sure that you say this out loud to yourself and affirm it. I belong. Okay? And I am worthy. Number 5, remind yourself that you're never alone. We are never alone. There are so many things going on in the dynamic of my life right now, from different aspects, like different areas that I have responsibilities in, and just knowing that I'm not alone and I can go to people and put this on them and have them give me a good word back makes everything worth it. And it's part of the resilience flow. It's those positive relationships that keep us going and let us know we are never alone. We're never alone as long as our intentions are set right and we're moving in the right light and we're just living our best authentic lives and being who we want to be. Things will work out and we will know. And your self-respect stays intact when you know you're not alone. And he says, I know it's not impossible for me to be alone. This senior partner. I have a senior partner who's never abandoned me and who's stuck with me even in the moments when I had seemingly deserted my source. I feel that if the universal mind has enough respect to allow me to come here and to work through me and to protect me in times when I strayed into dangerous, non-spiritual turf, then this partnership deserves my reciprocal respect. And I see spiritual as anything that has to do with God's source. And I know some people are like, oh, God's God to me, it's source, whatever. It's all the same thing. Buddha, Jehovah, Allah, higher power, however you want to put it. But we want that to be reciprocal. We want that that spiritual reciprocation so that we don't stray, like it says, into dangerous non-spiritual turf. Number 6, respect your body. Self-care. Just point blank, period. Respect your body. Your body will tell you a lot of things. If not for me respecting my body and going through the motions of really just connecting to my body and knowing, okay, this is not good for it. Exercise is important. Oh, movement is important if you're not exercising. Just knowing that your body is part of you and it's a vessel that houses your spirit. You want to be able to do things. And number 7, meditate to stay in conscious contact with your source, which always respects you. Okay? Meditation is a way to experience what the 5 senses can't detect. When you're connected to the field of intention, you're connected to the wisdom that's within you. And meditating can be any form of meditation. It could be, you can meditate while you're driving by not listening to any music, by just having silence. You can meditate while being in the sauna. You can meditate at your desk for 3 minutes. You can use guided meditations. What else? You can use the binary beats for meditations. Like for my cold and flu, I was like, I've been using the binary beats for meditation, for sleep meditation. Why not see if I can find one that has cold, flu, maybe open up my sinuses? And lo and behold, there is a cold and flu binary beat that you can play. And if your intentions, if you believe in it, oh my gosh, I don't know that. Does that even sound cheesy? But if you know the intention of what you want the outcome to be when you listen to this binary beat of cold and flu, it will help. And when I mean within 5 minutes, it helped my sinuses open up. It's just the power of positive thinking and the power of just allowing yourself to be and know that anything is possible. So that was number 7. Number 8 is make amends with adversaries. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I have been thinking about this one, and I'm just going to leave it here. That good feeling of having cleared the air is self-respect. It takes much more courage, strength of character, and inner conviction to make amends than it does to hang on to the low energy feelings. And one of my things is I like to make amends, but I'm not going to force anything, and I'm not going to force a relationship any further than it needs to be if it's not meant to be. And I've had a couple relationships in my life this past year or two that have drastically changed because of people's perceptions and their unwillingness to really take that accountability and step back and look at themselves instead of pushing their perspective on me or about their situation. It's giving competition, and that's not what we want to be. We don't want to be adversaries. I never want to be an adversary, but we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Number 9, always remember the self in self-respect. The only thing I can be responsible for is my own character, and this is true for every one of us. If I respect myself, then I'm relying on self in self-respect. I love that. I love that. Always remember the self in self-respect. And number 10, always, always, always is be in a state of gratitude. Every morning I get up and I thank God. Every morning I get up and thank my angels, my ancestors, my spirit guides, because yes, I believe in all of the things wonderful and that resonates with me. And that is how life is supposed to be. Live by intention, and your authentic self will be able to show through more than if you're just trying to follow trends and go with the flow and be in group think. Think for yourself. There's a time and place for group think, but primarily think for yourself. Okay, so that was chapter 7. Let's move on to chapter 8, which is Chapter 8 is, it is my intention to live my life on purpose. Okay, so number 1 was, it is my intention to respect myself at all times. Number 2, chapter 8, it is my intention to live my life on purpose. And I did want to read that it says in the beginning of the book, in the table of contents, that this is when you are putting intention into work. So these 8 chapters offer specific information and a step-by-step guide for applying these principles to your daily life. So make sure that you noted those 10 practices. I'll read the 10 practices again. And these are practices for nurturing your intention to respect yourself at all times. Number 1, I love me mirror work. Number 2, say this at these are affirmations. I love me. I am whole and perfect as created. Number 3, you want to extend more respect to others and to all of life. Number 4, affirm to yourself and all others that you meet that I belong. They belong. We belong. 4, that was 4. Number 5, remind yourself that you're never alone. Number 6, respect your body. Number 7, meditate to stay in conscious contact with your source, which always respects you. Number 8, make amends with adversaries. Number 9, always remember the self in self-respect. And number 10, be in a state of gratitude, as we push to chapter 8, to live my life on purpose. And it says that a sense of purpose is at the very top of the pyramid of self-actualization created by Abraham Maslow more than 50 years ago. So on top of that pyramid, which I am looking right here, is self-actualization, because I have it on one of my vision boards. And it's basically the theme of this book, is that intention is a force in the universe and that everything and everyone is connected to this invisible force. So that we always in purpose, some of us haven't really discovered our purpose. So what should I do with my life? And basically the answer I've come to the conclusion is to be in service of others. Use your gifts, your whatever knowledge you have to help others. Yes, you can have your 9 to 5, but is that your passion? What is your passion? What thing do you do when you serve others makes you want to get up and do it every day? Like I wake up every day wanting to share my air method, wanting to let people know that we do adapting, inner work, and repeating. We repeat an air cycle all the time. We've been doing it for our entire lives. All right, let's see. What else? Highlight methods on purpose. Okay. He says, in this chapter, I urge you to forget these questions. Move instead to a place of faith and trust in the universal mind of intention, remembering that you emanated from this mind and that you're a piece of it at all times. Those questions are, what am I supposed to be doing? Should I be an architect, a florist, or a veterinarian? Should I help people or fix automobiles? Am I supposed to have a family or be in the jungle saving the chimpanzees? So forget those questions. And he says, instead move to a place of faith and trust in the universal mind of intention. Excuse me. And that is what basically I did when I got cancer. I had to remind myself, and I reminded myself of that, and I put my faith in that mustard seed and everything that I've planted, and I trusted in God, the universal mind, spirit, just that positive energy and the law of attraction, that everything that I knew would lead me to my purpose, and it sure did. And it says you'll discover that your purpose is not as much as about what you do as it is about how you feel. Your second discovery will be that feeling purposeful activates your power of intention to create anything that's consistent within the 7 phases of intention. And if you remember, those 7 phases of intention are you want to be kind, you want to be beautiful, abundant, creativity, receptive, expansive, and loving. I may have got them all mixed up in there, but those are the 7 phases of intention. So it's more about that discovery of purpose is more about feeling purposeful that activates the intention, not about what you do. All right, let's see in my notes. The personal expressions of gratitude are what sustain me in knowing that I'm on purpose. Your purpose will find you. And that is true because my purpose found me. As I sit in my office and I think I'm sitting right here and I'm looking at, I had to do a keynote, and one of my keynote titles, the chapter in a book that I was part of, an anthology that I was part of, Girl, Get Up and Move, You're More Than a Conqueror, which I'm just we'll get into that, is reasons or results. And when I look here, I have an acronym for action. And also I have my AIR, adapt, inner work, repeat. And I have my signature AIR method program written down there. It's a whiteboard that I have written in red. And it just goes to show how everything has been in alignment for my purpose just by breathing that air and honing in and thinking about how it has applied to everything in my life. Like, I mean, everything from childhood to now, I've been adapting. I've been doing the inner work. I've been repeating an air cycle my whole life. And to finally feel that is my purpose and talking about it that way, and then breaking down every lesson that I learned from what I learned about comfort zones, what I'm learning about emotional intelligence, what I'm learning about just life and understanding about personal development and actually going for the goals that I want, and knowing that you don't have to have a degree to do certain things, that sometimes experience is more. And what else? Your silent inner knowing that you are not alone, and that I know I'm not alone. There are people who vibrate on the same as me and want to know more and go deeper in depth about their lives and what their experience is. All right. Faith eliminates the risk when you choose to trust that inner knowing about your purpose and become a channel for the power of intention. I wrote that down because it just spoke to me. When you want to be a channel, you got to push your faith. No matter what your religion base, your spirituality, you have to have faith in yourself and in that everything is working in your good. All right, we are doing good. We're like 35 minutes in. All right, do I want to read anything else? All right. Well, no, we're just going to go right through into these. All right, so the 10 ways to practice fulfilling your intention to live your life on purpose. You ready? Number 1, affirm that an intelligent system, no one shows up by accident, including you. So nothing happens on accident. That is number 1. Make sure you affirm it. He says the universal mind of intention is responsible for all of creation. It knows what it's doing. You came from that mind, and you're infinitely connected to it. The first step is to know that you're here on purpose. Nothing is by accident, number 1. Number 2, seize every opportunity, no matter how small, to give your life away in service. That is to a degree. Like I said, some of the things that are in this book did not resonate with me like they did before. And I know that we do have the power to say no. But no matter how small, I helped one of my GSU family members, Dr. Jonas. He is I think he's 79 years old. I'm helping him with his technology. We're both elite team members, and we're doing sessions. We're facilitating sessions in GSU, Global Speakers University. So I help him. And it's just a random small service, just giving away my time to help him when he needs. Get your ego out the way. Basically, is that what that is? Because we have the time to do whatever we want. We just have to make the time. And there are tasks that can be switched around. Time is an illusion. Number 3, align your purpose with the field of intention. Okay? And what does that mean? It means surrendering the little mind to the big mind and remembering that your purpose will be revealed in the same way that you were revealed. Purpose, too, is birthed from creativeness, kindness, love, and receptivity to an endlessly abundant world. Keep this connection pure, and you'll be guided in all of your actions. And that is just... Your purpose will be revealed in the same way that you were revealed. And it was, because I thrust myself onto the speaker stage in 2022 at the 2-day speaker summit that Dr. Cheryl had held in June of 2022 for Global Speakers University. Like, I thrust myself on that stage and birthed the air First, it was just air. Now that it has devolved into the air method, I have the resilience formula. I have the resilience flow. So that I aligned myself with my intention, and my purpose just came right in my lap, and it's just giving me so much content. It's giving me so much downloads, and I'm just trying to organize everything so that I can give it to you guys. And just stay tuned for those courses. If you're interested in coaching, let me know. If you just want to have a pick my brain lunch section, I'll let you know how much that is. It's just, things are downloading. All right. Number 4, ignore what anyone else tells you about your purpose. That is a hard thing to do, because not everybody knows your purpose and how your life is supposed to go. And I really, really like that. And it says, regardless of what anyone might say to you, the truth about your feeling purposeful is that only you can know it. And if you don't feel it in that inner place where a burning desire resides, it isn't your purpose. And I feel this in the burning desire of my life. Like I can think back as to how everything that I've ever done, every job that I've ever done, has basically led me in the direction of adapting, inner work, and repeat. It has that theme is in every job, every single job, from working at McDonald's to working in the hair salon as doing service as shampooing hair, to being a caregiver, to being a mother, to jumping into being a Sensi consultant, wanting to share Sensi, which I still do, and then going into being an instructor for a spin instructor, a cycle instructor, wanting to share my knowledge of how beneficial it is to cycle and get your heart rate up and your metabolism for well-being. All of those things led me to my purpose. And it's because I ignored what the background noise was saying. And I'm still ignoring what the background noise is saying. And it's still beneficial in helping me to know that I am living my life on purpose. Number 5, remember that the all creating field of intention will work on your behalf. Remember it. Remember it. Don't ever forget it. Know it, know it, know it. Y'all, this is like a moment of realness, but perimenopause, okay? I don't have a little fan that I can just turn on all nonchalantly. You see that? It's the change, okay? It's the change. We're evolving, we're growing, we're aging. I will be 46 this year. Come through, okay? All right, so number 5 was, remember that the all creating field of intention will work on your behalf, and it will. It will set things up. It will align the things that you want. Just stay in intention. Make sure your intentions are positive. They're good. Work on it every day. Number 6, study and replicate the lives of people who've known their purpose. And that is true. Even Dr. Cheryl has told us to follow the 5 people that and mimic and see what they're doing in their careers that have the same passion and thing that we want to do. And one of the people that I've been paying attention to that is in like the personal development realm that I'm in, that I most resonate with, is Trent Shelton. And getting to meet him and actually stand there and spend about 3 minutes talking to him was wonderful, because it set me in motion to be like, he lives authentically. He goes how he really lives authentically. Like, he's in his own world, and he goes where he wants to. He's not a trend follower. I just really respect him, and that's where I want to be. So I go ahead and I replicate the life that he does by just living authentically and just speaking what's on my heart. Number 7, act as if you're living the life you were intended to live, even if you feel confused about this thing called purpose. And when I first started developing my AIR method, that's where I was. I was still being in the intention that I'm living this life that I want to live. I'm coaching people. I'm helping people with my AIR method. And lo and behold, just by saying AIR method, just by adapt, inner work, and repeat, those three things in relation to each other have been helping people without all of the content that I'm adding in by my courses and by everything that I'm coming up with, that I'm thinking about. What have I learned that goes with adapting, inner work, and repeat? What have I learned that goes with my resilience formula, self-improvement plus personal development equals personal growth? What have I learned that I can incorporate and use and share and teach people about the resilience flow in each of the resilience flow pillars? The self-awareness, mindfulness, self-care, positive relationships, purpose. What can I offer and give? Oh my gosh. So act as if you're living on purpose, that you're living the life you intended to. Number 8, meditate to stay on purpose. And that is one of the things that I need to really incorporate back into my daily routine. I do it at night, but I need to get back into getting my day pumped with that meditation, and that doing that 75 hard challenge and being in that mental toughness space and knowing that if I didn't do these things for 75 days, I had to start over. It pushed me, and meditating and reading self-help books will boost you. It will boost you, and it will give you that positive tone to your day. So starting fresh, and I need to do that. Meditate on purpose. Number 9, keep your thoughts and feelings in harmony with your actions. That just goes back to, for me, to practicing the law of intention. Well, the law of attraction, that what you give out is what you're going to get back. So make sure that your thoughts and your feelings align with your actions. Are you doing the things that you are said you were going to do so that you can get X, Y, and Z? It says the surest way to realize your purpose is to eliminate any conflict or dissonance that exists between what you're thinking and feeling and how you're living your days. If you're in disharmony, you activate ego-dominated attitudes of fear or failure or disappointing others, which distance you from your purpose. Don't do that. So keep your thoughts and feelings in harmony with your actions. Say what you're going to do and do it. Number 10, stay in a state of gratitude. Be grateful for the opportunity to live your life purposefully in tune with the will of the source of all. And that's a lot to be grateful for. It really is a lot to be grateful for, to actually wake up and be like, oh gosh, I get to work on this. I get to work on putting on content on my YouTube page and making sure it ties all in. I get to chit chat with you about the books that have made an impact in my life, as far as self-improvement wise, as far as personal development wise, as far as my personal growth wise. And my YouTube channel, Today's Vibe, is an actual representation of that, because it video journals 2006 to now. Even though it has gaps in it, it just still journals the journeys that I've been through, and I can see a different person in every video that I look at. And I love going back because it just shows my AIR method, my adapting, my doing the inner work, and it shows the AIR cycle. My YouTube page, Today's Vibe. I love you guys. They get these recaps later. So this recap will probably be shown maybe towards the end of March, or it might be the next one. I don't know. We will see. They will see. There's no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And so it is with living your life on purpose. It's not something you find. It's how you live your life, serving others and bringing purpose to everything you do. That's precisely how you fulfill the intention that is the title of the chapter. When you're living your life from purpose, you're dwelling in love. Oh, that's so lovely. Ah. Okay, let's move on to chapter 9. We are not even an hour in. I'm moving good, 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 good. So chapter 9 is about, it is my intention to be authentic and peaceful with all of my relatives. And I highlighted this. Your friends are God's way of apologizing for your relatives. And it is my authentic and peaceful and peaceful to it's my intention to do that, is to be peaceful and to be authentic with all my relatives. And that is something that I can honestly say I have been all of my life, is been authentic and peaceful. There may be times that my truth has come out and it may seem like things haven't been peaceful, but for the most part, I have been peaceful, even though there have been lies said, there have been things that have been said about me, spread around. It's just, there are things, but this chapter is my intention is to be authentic and peaceful with all of my relatives. And one of the notes that I have written down is, you get treated the way you teach others to treat you. And I really didn't understand this until recently. You get treated the way you teach others to treat you. I have written down here also, my intention is to be authentic and peaceful with this relative. Then that's what you'll experience, even if that relative continues to be exactly the way he or she has always been. And this is one of the things that I'm experiencing with one of the relationships that I have. And I'm always going to be authentic and peaceful. And like it says, even if he or she has continues to be the way they are, changing your mind is changing your relationship. Whether we believe that or not, it is the fact. It is a true, true fact that changing your mind is always going to lead to changing a relationship, because you'll always be confronted by a person in your a relationship that does not agree with how you are moving into your life. And he says, earlier in the chapter, I urge you to notice your inner dialogue. And that is one of the things that I've been talking about and saying for the longest is speak love and life into your world, not negativity. Because if you're the negative things you speak about yourself, those are the things that's going to show up more into your life. What else? I didn't. Okay, I'm going to read this. It goes with, you get treated the way you teach others to treat you. In an earlier chapter, I urge you to notice the inner dialogue. One of the greatest obstacles to connecting to intention are your thoughts of what others want or expect from you. The more you focus on how upsetting it is that your family doesn't understand or appreciate you, the more you'll attract this misunderstanding or lack of appreciation. Why? Because what you think about expands. Even when you think about what you find unnerving, and even when you think about what you want, what you don't want in your life. And that is basically what I was trying to say right there. So in order to change the nature of family relationships, you'll have to change your mind about them and do a somersault to the unconceivable. And what is inconceivable? It's the idea that you are the source of the anguish in your relationships, rather than the individual whom you've pegged as the most outrageous, most despicable, or most infuriating. Whoa! When I read that, I was like, whoa, whoa, you are the source. Focus on your inner dialogue. Make sure that you know why you're upset at this person, and that you know how to be authentic and be peaceful with your relatives. Just be there, those intentions, okay? And this is where I have the note, not everything resonates with me as it did before, and I've grown since last reading this. And I have down, begin to understand the power of intention. Substitute kindness, receptivity, love, and even beauty for former annoyed and angry assessments. Okay, so 10 steps. We're coming down to the end. Here are 10 steps to take in order to make the stated intention of this chapter clear, which is to be authentic and peaceful with all of my relatives. Number 1, identify your intention verbally and in writing and develop a deep yearning for it. Oh, it says I'm thinking and identify your intention verbally and in writing and develop a deep yearning for it. So for that right there, for me is developing my AIR method and writing down everything that I hope to do with my AIR method, as far as my 12-week course on self-awareness that I want to start, my decluttering workshop that I want to have. You know what I mean? Write down all of the intentions and verbally and write them down, so that is the action. I can form action steps to take to get those things accomplished. Number 2, intend for all of your relatives what you intend for yourself. That just goes back to wanting what you want for yourself, for others, and wanting the good things to happen for them. So make sure you're doing that. Want those things for them. Bless me, bless me, bless me, God, indeed. Death has been defeated. He is our victory. Bless me, bless me. Bless everyone around me, not just me. Give it to everybody. All right. That's a song by Maverick City and Kirk Franklin, if you don't know. Okay. Step 3. Be the peace you're seeking from others. When I tell you I try to, let me say, trying is lying. I heard that in June 22, at a speaker summit. I forget who said it, but trying for me, I really like it, is lying. Because when you're saying trying and you really go back and think about it, was you really trying? Did you really attempt it? Did you do it? Did you action it? No, you didn't. So don't try, do it. And if you can't be, like Tab says, don't go messing up somebody else's day just because yours ain't good. Okay, so be the peace you're seeking from others. Really be it and see it come into your life, and see it. Those peaceful people want to gravitate towards you and start shifting things in your life, and things start happening because you're in that peace and you're providing that peace, and you're just making it just go around. Okay, number 4, match up with the 7 phases of intention. What are the 7 phases of intention? Creative, kind, loving, beautiful, always expanding, endlessly abundant, and receptive to all of life. Your intention to be in peaceful relationships is now taking form. First in your mind, then in your heart, and ultimately it will materialize. And when I say, baby, that is true, that is true. Your intention to be in peaceful relationships is now taking form. First in your mind, then in your heart, and ultimately it will materialize. And when I say it will, it will. When I started developing my air method and I just started thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I want positive relationships. I want more positive relationships. And then when my resilience flow, the pillars started forming, and I was like, positive relationships has got to be in this flow. It has to be, because it is part of resilience. And as I started thinking about, I want positive relationships, and I started going and doing positive things in the relationships that I'm already in, more positive relationships started coming to me. And I am weeding out the relationships that may seem positive but are not positive. So that is one thing to watch out for too, is just stay matched up with the 7 faces of intention. Number 5, review all the obstacles that have been erected on your path to familiar peace. Okay, I wanted to read this one just to give you a gist of what that means. Listen to any inner dialogue that focuses on your resentment of others' expectations for you. Remind yourself that when you think about what you resent, you act upon what you think about, while simultaneously attracting more of it to you. Examine your energy level for your tendency to react to lower energies with more of the same, and give your ego a reminder that you'll no longer opt to be offended or need to be right in these relationships. And when you listen to your inner dialogue, you see that you don't need to make assumptions, and then some things are just better left said than done. And when you think about resentment and all that, that's what you get. You think about is what you're gonna get. Number 6, act as if. Act as if what you already know and want is to intend is already true. It may seem simple. It is simple, but it takes work to really put yourself in that mindset. And you just have to push positive, push positive, push positive. It's a work in progress. It's something that trust in the process is going to take place, and you're going to have to do it continuously, like that air cycle. And I have highlighted, so see the light in those others and treat them as if that is all you see. Always. Always. Even the people who talking about other people, they did this, they did that. I always try to see the light, because the more you see the light in somebody, the more you help them. You help them by giving them that positivity, whether it's verbally or just a thought. You remember when I said the thought, the kindness, and the hope of one individual can affect 75,000 individuals? Like what? Get your mind right, your mental currency, cashing in on it. Cashing in on it, and watch the abundance come into your life. Number 7, detach from the outcome. That is hard. Don't let your authentic and peaceful attitude depend on your relatives or anyone in that matter's behavior. As long as you remain connected to intention and radiate outward the high energy, you've achieved your peace. Period. So don't let your peaceful attitude be affected by anyone. And that was one of the things that I learned when we were in Jamaica, is just how I didn't let a situation that happened really bother me, because I know my authentic self and I know my peaceful attitude, and I knew that things would be handled and taken care of without me knowing, because karma is real, and what you putting out is what you're going to get back. And I detach from the outcome. I just roll with it. Boy, we are 1 hour and 4 minutes in, and we are on we're still on chapter 9. Let's get it. We got 14. We got up to 14, chapter 14 to go. Okay. So number 8 is affirm. I attract only peace into my life. Say it to yourself in the morning. Sing it. I attract only peace into my life. Make it a song and just read it and do it. Think about it all the time. I attract peace into my life. I attract peace into my life. I attract peace into my life. Affirmations work. Number 9, hold no grudges and practice forgiveness. And Coach Ella, who is a member of our group, Air Method Network, and she is a next level chick with me, she has a beautiful, wonderful course on forgiveness. And I'm hoping that soon, pretty soon, we can get her in here and we can get us a chat going. And we're going to get the dialogue going so you guys can learn about how you can practice forgiveness. So hold no grudges and practice forgiveness. And that's something I do on the regular. And I don't hold any grudges with anybody. It's just like, I see how you move now. And it's just not how I move. Doesn't mean we can't say hey and be friends or anything. It's just that I move different now than you do. And number 10 always is be in a state of gratitude. Always. Number 10, chapter 10. It is my intention to feel successful and attract abundance into my life. And one of the questions I wanted you guys to step back and pose to yourself is, how do you look at life? How do you look at life? And highlighted in the book, I have changed the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. And he even says, this has always worked for me. And I'm going to back him up and second that notion and say that it's always worked for me that way too. Change your thoughts, change your life. Because as soon as you shift your thinking from, and this is one of the things that's in my self-awareness, it's going to be in my self-awareness workshop, is about limiting beliefs and changing those thoughts that you think. It's not an easy process, but it needs to be done. And I'm going to pop this cough drop back in my mouth. I do apologize, but when you're getting real, raw, live, authentic, you're getting it. And I didn't want to wait any longer on delivering these vlogs, as I need to have one out every Wednesday to YouTube. And we already into a new book and we still ain't recapped that. So let's do it. So, feel successful and attract abundance into my life. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. How do you do that? First, examine how you look at things. That's why I asked you, how do you look at things? How do you look at life? And then, how the spirit of intention does the same. How? It says the way you look at life is essentially a barometer of your expectations. Based on what you've been taught, you're worthy of and capable of achieving. These expectations are largely imposed by internal influences such as family, community, and institutions, but they're also influenced by the ever-present inner companion, your ego. So, how do you look at life? Okay, it's essentially a barometer of your expectations based on what you're taught of how you're worthy and capable of achieving. I have in my notes, always be in a state of serving and giving. Always. Always. If you see something on the ground in your house, pick it up and put it in the trash. You know it needs to be put in the trash. always be in a state of giving. If somebody needs something, I'm always forever seeing people in the line, and I'll put their tag back down in their shirt because I don't want my tag sticking out. I don't want toilet paper hanging out the back of my pants. And I want somebody to tell me, I don't want a booger hanging out of my, so always be just making that little funny. I have enough money and I allow what I already have enough of to flow to me. Whoa. Money manifestation affirmation, okay? Make sure you write it down. I'll say it again. I have enough money and I allow what I already have enough of to flow to me. Money manifestation is possible. Manifesting is to be in a state of allowing. So in order to manifest that money, you have to be in a state of allowing. You have to know that it's possible. You have to know that it's coming, and just be in that state. Now, the art of allowing. Here is a resistance affirmation that you can say to keep yourself in that state of allowing. I feel successful. I intend to feel the abundance that is here now. What is allowing? Allowing is, so it's allowing this all-giving source into your life means becoming aware of the resistance that you may be placing in the way of the abundance that's always being supplied. And this is one of the things in my AIR method that we will be discussing, is that resistance. What are those things that can lead to resistance, and what does resistance mean? What does it include? Will be part of my self-awareness course. Your individual vibrations are the key to understanding the art of allowing. The non-harmonious vibrations are largely in the form of your thoughts and feelings. Hush! Excuse me. Imagine yourself as already having it, knowing in your thoughts that you're entitled to it, with no doubts about the job showing up because you can see it within. The universal mind now has no choice in that matter, since you're part of the all-creating mind and there's no vibrational contradiction. So what can go wrong here? The art of allowing gets hampered by your habit of disallowing. Do not let your habit of disallowing interfere with your allowing, because that's where your abundance lies. That's how the success is going to be met. Stay in the 7 phases of intention and know. Just know. Mm-hmm. All right. So we move to abundance, detachment, and your feelings. I have here, detachment comes from knowing that your true essence is a piece of the infinitely divine field of intention. And we go over detachment in the self-awareness course, because there are certain things that you're going to have to detach from in order to evolve and move to your next chapter, your next season. Your feelings and emotions are sensational barometers for detecting resistance and evaluating your ability to experience success and abundance. So please pay attention to your feelings and your emotions, because they're 2 different things. Paying attention to your feelings. That intention, that affirmation, I intend to feel successful and attract prosperity. Say it to yourself. Money manifestation, put it down. I intend to feel successful and attract prosperity. That is a feeling that we want. What else do we have here? All right, now we are moving into those 10 steps to program for implementing the intention of this chapter, which is, what is it? To feel successful and attract abundance into your life. Number 1, see the world as abundant, See the world as an abundant, providing, friendly place. In this first step, you're receptive to a world that provides rather than restricts. Oh, and I know that's a hard concept to think about, but please, please do. This is still one of the things that resonates with me is seeing the world as abundant and receptive instead of seeing what it restricts and all of those things. Because the more we focus and stay in that realm, the more we're going to be in that realm of life. You'll see a world that wants you to be successful and abundant rather than one that wants and conspires against you. Number 2, affirm. I attract success and abundance into my life because that is who I am. Don't ask me what those balloons was, but I love it because it's a celebration. I attract success and abundance into my life because that is who I am. And this is going to put you in harmony with source, with God. It's going to put you in that faith zone to where you know that you're going to attract these things because it's who you are. Number 3, stay in the attitude of allowing. An attitude of allowing means that you ignore efforts by others to dissuade you. And I had to do that. Let me tell you, these practices are ongoing. The cycle is continuous. The air cycle is continuous. Learning, growing is continuous. And always stay in the attitude of allowing and knowing that resistance is disharmony between your abundance, and allowing means that you're in perfect alignment. Number 4, use your present moments to activate thoughts that are in harmony with the 7 phases of intention. And he says the key phrase here is present moments. Those present moments. Always be ready to switch your thoughts and let go of limiting beliefs once it pops in your head. That's how you keep yourself in a positive mindset. And he says, I highlighted this. Say, I want to feel good when you're tempted to return to low energy thoughts of disharmony with intention. Just say it. I want to feel good. And it puts you right back into that good mind zone. Number 5, initiate actions that support your feelings of abundance and success. Here, the key word is actions. Oh, that's a big word for me. Action is a big word. I've been calling this acting as if you're thinking from the end and acting that way. And thinking from the end has worked for me so much. And I can even say that I had did a course of Dr. Les Brown's, and I've even heard him say that line, that thinking from the end and acting this way. And he says that in his course. And he even gives Dr. Wayne Dyer his props because he knew Dr. Wayne Dyer and he has read this book. And he said that thinking from the end. So when I do my keynotes and when I do some of our conversations and we're recapping, I do things from the conclusion, from the end, and build up. Because when you know where you're going, the outcome you want, it's easy to fill in the filler spots. Number 6, remember that prosperity and success will benefit others, and that no one lacks abundance because you've opted for it. Okay, you understand? So nobody lacks it just because somebody else has more of it. Like, just because all of these football players are getting all this money does not mean that there's a lack in money for the teachers. There's not. It's just the way things are. And once we start shifting our thinking, I believe the whole world will start shifting their thinking. We just need more people to start shifting their intentions to think abundance rather than to think poverty and lack of abundance and all of those negative things. Let's push into our mind more of, we have abundance and success, and we have it. Number 7, monitor your emotions as a guidance system for your connection to the universal mind of intention. And I have been putting that to practice, baby. Because once I feel my emotions coming out of the 7 phases of intention, all of them, I start thinking about the 7 phases of intention, and I'll repeat them to myself in my head. And if I feel that my emotions are being disrupted, I go silent and I really say something. I breathe and I say something back to myself, and I just keep repeating those intentions to myself. Those 7 phases of intention to myself. Or I'll just repeat the word intention, because I want to stay in a good place. Not just a nice place, but I want to be in a good, nice place. Number 8, become as generous to the world with your abundance as the field of intention is to you. Don't stop the flow of abundant energy by hoarding or owning what you receive. Keep it moving. Use your prosperity in the service of others and for causes greater than your ego. That is so wonderful and deep. And I see so many people doing this, and I just can't wait until I can use my prosperity to just give and give. I believe I have been doing that, but that physical money is what I want to be able to just be like, okay, I want to sponsor 4 or 5 ladies to go to this event with me, or I want to do this, and just I'm there. So be generous to the world with your abundance as the field of intention is to you, because that field of intention has been so abundant to me, and I am so grateful. As we move to number 9, step number 9, devote the necessary time to meditate on the spirit within as the source of your success and abundance. You must have an understanding that your consciousness of the presence is your supply. By repeating the sound that is in the name of God as a mantra, you're using a technique for manifesting as ancient as recorded history. So just meditating on God, reading the Bible, praying, all of those things helps you stay connected to spirit and the source within. And number 10, always develop an attitude of gratitude for all of that manifests in your life. Like everything that manifests in your life, have gratitude for it. Whether it was good, the bad, the ugly, have gratitude for it, because it's always a lesson that you can learn from it. Oh my gosh, we're only on chapter 11. I'm gonna have to fly through this just to get through number 14 before 4 o'clock. Here we go. It is my intention to live a stress-free, tranquil life. Amen. Can we get an amen? This chapter is concerned with having you return to and access the natural state, which is stress-free and tranquil. I'm just going to be reading from my notes. Stress is a desire of the ego. When you're edging God out, that's what happens. So don't take yourself so goddamn seriously. Bringing attention to the presence of stress. That's what that is. When you take yourself so seriously, you're welcoming stress. You're welcoming judgment. You're welcoming those negative things that you don't want. And he calls that rule number 6. 5 magic words to say to yourself. I want to feel good. Shift your thoughts. I want to feel good. Somebody says something negative to you, or like for me, I got to do these taxes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I am self-employed and I do them myself, and I know it stresses me out. I want to feel good, and it does make me feel good, and it usually helps me like get through it faster, because I'm reaffirming myself that I want to feel good, and I know I'll feel good when it's done. Infinite spiritual being disguised as a temporary human being. I wrote that down because I guess I liked what he said for it. And as we see stress as a desire of the ego, we see that we're just temporary. So we shouldn't let these things get to us. And when we think stressfully, we create reactions in our body. And that's not what we want. And those messages become signals. And they let us know you need to get yourself back in alignment. And what are your intentions? Feel complete in your incompleteness. That's awesome. Feel complete in your incompleteness. To know is you'll never get it done. Hey, excuse me. No. All right. So I'm trying to get, we got 3 more chapters to go. The path of least resistance. And example sentences on the path of the resistance. Okay, so this is the path of least resistance. And here are, wait a minute, I want to be on page 196. Okay, so here are some sayings. Here are some examples, okay, just a few of them, of sentences of being on the path of least resistance, the path of resistance, and then the change sentences that keep you on that help you. Here's one of the, I feel uneasy about the state of the economy. I've already lost so much money. Change that thought. I live in an abundant universe. I choose to think about what I have, and I will be fine. The universe will provide. Number 2, I have so many things to do that I can never get caught up. I'm at peace in this moment. I'll only think about the one thing I'm doing. I will have peaceful thoughts. Number 3, I can never get ahead in this job. Switch it. I choose to appreciate what I'm doing right now, and I'll attract an even greater opportunity. Apply these. Do these. Get this book, page 196. 4, my health is a huge concern. I worry about getting old and becoming dependent and sick. Switch it. I'm healthy and I think healthy. I live in a universe that attracts healing, and I refuse to anticipate sickness. Allow it. Allow that to just resonate with you and believe that it is true. Our beliefs are our beliefs. And once we believe something, we have the power to change it, but we also have the power to shift it into a whole new world. Okay. My family members are causing me to feel anxious and fearful. I choose thoughts that make me feel good, and this will help me uplift those family members in need. Stay in the 7 phases of intention and shifting your thoughts. Okay? Now let's move on to the 10-step program for creating a stress-free, tranquil life. Here are the 10 steps for creating a stress-free, tranquil life. Number 1, remember that your natural state is joy, and you can always access it. Remind yourself that I come from peace and joy. I must stay in harmony with that which I came from in order to fulfill my dreams and desires. I choose to stay in my natural state. Anytime I'm anxious, stressed out, depressed, or fearful, I've abandoned my natural state. So once you know that, and you know that you're not in your natural state of joy, do what you must to get yourself back to that joy, but make sure it's within the 7 phases of intention. Number 2, your thoughts, not the world, cause your stress. Drop the mic. Because being a caregiver does not cause me stress. The thoughts that I hold about being a caregiver, that I go into, that I really don't need to stress about, brings me stress. which brings us to step number 3. You can change your thoughts of stress in any given moment and eliminate the anxiety for the next few moments, or even hours, even days, even months. You sure can, just by changing your thought about the stress in any given moment. I rather to see stressful moments and opportunities and things that happen like that as opportunities to learn something, to grow, to really figure out my triggers, to just expand on myself. Number 4, monitor your stressful thoughts by checking in on your emotional state right in the moment. Like right in this moment, I know that it's 3:30 and I know that I want to have this done at 4, but I know I don't want to rush. So what am I doing? I'm just checking in with my emotional state right now. And right now I'm calm because I know that I have my notes and I can go through. It's always about monitoring yourself instead of the other person. So goes back to making sure that you're paying more attention to your own life than you are to somebody else's, and you won't be in this judgment realm or always worrying about trying to catch up with this person or gossiping about this or that. You're paying attention to your own life. Number 5, step 5, make a conscious choice to select a thought that will activate good feelings. Like it says, make a conscious thought, because it's always your choice to switch a negative thought you having into a positive thought. And for me, in the beginning, just by saying intention, the word intention helped, or by just repeating the 7 phases of intention to myself. That's why it's good to know what they are: creative, kindness, loving, beautiful, you got ever expansive, you got receptive, and what else did I forget one? You got creative, kindness, loving, beautiful, you got expansive, receptive, and abundant. 7 phases of intention. Number 6 is spend some time observing babies and wow to emulate their joy. Babies, children, anybody who is just living their authentic lives. Spend time with those people and it will rub off on you, and you're able to live your life more the way you want to live, and know that we all make mistakes. We're all on this journey, and it's just about the growth in it. As long as you're growing, you're going to be okay. Number 7, keep rule number 6 in mind. What was rule number 6? Don't take yourself so goddamn seriously. Okay? Okay. Number 8, accept the guidance of your source of intention. Accept the guidance of your source of intention. Whether it's God, Allah, Buddha, source, however you intend to see how your guidance works. Accept it. Number 9, practice being in silence and meditation. Like I said, you can do that driving in the car with no radio on. Just practice being in silence. And you'll notice the more you sit in silence, the more you're able to not I don't know if compartmentalize is the correct word that I want, but the more you'll be able to categorize your thoughts to know which ones you need to remove and which ones you need to refresh, which ones you need to maybe change that thought to a more positive one, or the ones you just need to get rid of. So just make sure you are really going in and practicing being in silence and meditation. Get your meditation on, okay? Try it. If you want, hey, even a workshop, I can do a workshop on meditation. That's an idea right there. Who would attend? And number 10, always stay in a state of gratitude. Always, 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 always. All right. Chapter 12, let's get into it. It is my intention to attract ideal people and divine relationships. Have you done that? Is that your intention? Are you working on your positive relationships? I have removing resistance by allowing. This is the questions you need to ask yourself are. So removing resistance by allowing. Ask yourself, am I ready? Am I willing? And how much am I willing to have it? Are you willing to go to remove the resistance that you have? Giving forth what you want to attract. And that is how this is how we're removing resistance, by allowing. Giving forth what you want to attract. Once you formed a picture in your mind of the person or people that you intend to show up in your immediate life space, and you know how you want them to treat you and what they'll be like, you must be what it is you're seeking. So let's say, okay, for me, I just really am looking for like somebody to just sponsor my air method and my thoughts, and just to really I just want the information I need to make this a course, to make this a program, to get it into a certification. And as I've been thinking about it and formed a picture in my mind of who I need, I see these people coming into my life. Even if I'm not ready to work with them or not, I still see these business coaches and this kind of person that I need to do this part and to give me this information. And even Dr. Cheryl, she's just one of the people that has been able to give me valuable information that I need, and how I want to show up in my immediate space. All right. Attracting spiritual partners. You're already connected to those you want in your life, so act like it. Dropping the mic. Spiritual partners does not mean sexual partners or anything. It's just you're already connected to those you want in your life right now, so act it. So act like it. And that is true. And it goes into relationship currency and cultivating those relationships that you're in now. If a friendship or partnership requires the submission of your higher original nature and dignity, it's simply wrong. If you're sacrificing yourself to be in a relationship or partnership, then it's probably wrong, or you guys need to go back and revamp. It's all unfolding in divine order, and that is self-reliance. Think about that affirmation. It's all unfolding in divine order, and that puts you right back into the set of that mindset of that's your self-reliance is just knowing that everything is happening in divine order. And I have written down a few words about patience. Infinite patience provides immediate results. Infinite patience provides immediate results. Being a special needs mom, I've had to learn and really master patience. I have mastered patience. Some people may say, oh, you seem nervous. No, I just have unlimited patience. It's unlimited. When I'm standing in the line and people are like, oh my God, this line is so long. This line is so long. My patience allows me to see how quickly the line is moving versus how slowly it could be moving. Make intention your reality. Here are 10-step program. Here's 10 steps for implementing the intention of this chapter, which is attract ideal people and divine relationships. Here are those 10 steps. Number 1, move away from hoping, wishing, praying, and begging for the right person or people to show up in your life. Move away from that. Just intend and know who you want and let it to come to you. Number 2, conceptualize your invisible connection to the people you'd like to attract to your life. What does that mean? Is to think about it as if they're already here. Think about it as if they're already here. Let me see what he has here that I can read. Know that the universe that works on energy and attraction. Yes, know it. Already know it. Number 3. Form a picture in your mind of meeting the persons you'd like to have assist you or be in a partnership with. Manifesting is a function of spiritual intention, matching up in vibrational harmony with your desire. And that is true because I manifested meeting Lisa Nichols and Trent Shelton. No matter how that manifestation came to be, I always envisioned myself meeting them and saying what I needed to. Even if I didn't get to say what I needed to, I still know them and I can, if I want to, be in what they're in. Number 4, act upon the inner picture. Begin to act as if everyone you meet is a part of your intention to attract ideal people into your life. So that it goes back to that 6 degrees of separation. Like, think about that and begin to act as if everyone you meet is ultimately leading you to somebody that can help you get to where you want or give you some information you need, or however that person affects your life is going to affect your life because of your inner picture of yourself, and beginning that you're acting as if when you meet, you know that person. Number 5, take the path of least resistance. don't Basically, resistance is lower energy. If you came up to here, I am. Just take the, what does it say? I use the word resistance here several times. Thoughts such as the following are actually a form of resistance to having your intentions manifest. This stuff isn't practical. I can't just materialize my ideal person by my thoughts. Why should I be treated any better than all of those who are still waiting for Mr. Right? I tried this before and a real idiot came into my life. These are the thoughts of resistance that you're placing right in the way of the source sending you someone. Resistance is lowered energy. Source is high, creative, expansive energy. When your thoughts are low energy vibrations, you simply can't attract the high energy people you need or desire. Even if they came rushing up to you announcing, "Here I am, how can I serve you? I'm willing and able," and carrying a sign saying, "I'm yours," you wouldn't recognize or believe them while you're so busy trying to attract more of what you can't have and don't deserve. Number 6, practice being the kind of person you wish to attract. And I am actively working on that, always actively working on that. And by staying in the 7 phases of intention, you will get those, you will see the kind of, you will be and get those relationships that you need that will help you grow. Number 7, detach from the outcome and practice infinite patience. And this is a crucial step in faith. That's really what it is. Detach from the outcome and practice infinite patience. Number 8, practice meditation, and particularly the japa meditation, to attract people, ideal people and relationships. And japa is just like it. Practice the repetition of the sound that is in the name of God as a mantra. So JAPA is all he's saying. It's just practice your faith. Step 9, look upon everyone who has ever played any role in your life as having been sent to you for your benefit. Regardless of the relationship or anything, go in and find that message, that lesson that they taught you, because that relationship taught you something. Regardless if you think so or not, go back and think about it, and I guarantee you'll find where that inner work came in and how what you applied and learned from that person who played any kind of role in your life, any kind of role. And number 10, step 10, always remain in a state of eternal gratitude. Through relationships with others and by using the power of intention, we can radiate outward all of the energy necessary to attract what we desire. I urge you to move into this awareness now, and I know in your heart, just as the farmer in the field of the dreams knew that if you build this inner dream, surely it will come. Love it, love it, love it. Number 13, two more. We are moving fast and we are almost done. It is my intention, chapter 13, to optimize my capacity to be healed, to heal and be healed. So no one can ask others to be healed, another to be healed, but he can let himself be healed, and thus offer the other what he has received. Who can bestow upon another what he does not have? And who can share what he denies himself? And this is from A Course in Miracles, and I have this book, and it is wonderful. It's one of the books you're going to want to have on your shelf forever, as well as Science of the Mind. No one can ask another to be healed, but he can let himself be healed, and thus offer the other what he has received. I'm offering you what I have received. I'm offering you the lessons that I've learned, that I've turned into the AIR method. And I just thank you for being receptive. Thank you for the feedback that I've gotten, and I would just love more engagement and to know, what are you thinking? Are you really, really, really going deep for yourself? All right. We're going to jump right into these 10 steps, because we are at 44 after. Okay, so to become the healing, I see this and I want to read it. What you must do is notice your thoughts and behaviors which are creating resistance and interfering with healing, which is the flow of intentional energy. That's healing, the flow of intentional energy. Recognizing your resistance is something that's entirely up to you. You must dedicate yourself to this awareness so that you can make a shift to pure healing intention. And if you are interested in knowing more about my self-awareness course coming up, my 12-week self-awareness course, let me know, because we will be going over resistance and what it all entails. Here we go. Here are the 10 steps to optimize your capacity to be healed and healed. To be healed, to heal, and be healed. Number 1. Those are not what I want. You need to get this book. If you do not have this book, I urge you to. If you have not listened to the audiobook, please go back and listen to the audiobook. Okay, so number 1, this is a 10-step plan for implementing the intention of the chapter to optimize your capacity to heal and be healed. Number 1, you can't heal anyone until you allow yourself to be healed. Working in collaborative effort with your source to create a sense of your own healing. Put all of your focused energy on knowing that you can be healed of physical or emotional disruptions to your perfect health. Connect to a loving, kind, receptive, healing energy, which is the field that you're intended here. So please know that you can't heal anyone until you allow yourself to be healed. So if you're teaching personal development, although personal development is ongoing, and you're trying to teach somebody about forgiveness and you are not being forgiving any those in your life, then you are not healed, and it's really not good to speak about those things. And I've learned that also, so that's why I only speak on what I know and what I have been healed from. Number 2, the healing energy that you're connected to at all times is what you have to give away to others. Offer this energy freely and keep your ego entirely out of the healing process. Number 3, by raising your energy to a vibrational match with the field of intention, you're strengthening your immune system and increasing the production of well-being enzymes in the brain. It's a change in your personality from being spiteful, pessimistic, angry, sullen, disagreeable to one of passion, optimism, kindness, joy, and understanding. And I've seen this happen so many times by raising your energy to match the vibration with the field of intention. So it is doable. It's just you have to work on it. It's a process and it's ongoing. 4, practice surrender. Let go and let God. Get rid of the ego. Get rid of the ego. The ego needs to be there, but don't let it dominate. Number 5, don't ask to be healed. Ask to be restored to that perfection from which you emanated. Let nothing interfere with the intention you have to be healed, to heal and be healed. Disregard all the negativity you encounter. Refuse to let in any energy that will weaken your body and resolve. And in 2024, that is where I am. I'm squashing all of that. I do not want it in my life, and I move past it. Number 6, know that you are adored. Number 7, seek out and cherish the silence. And yes, listening is part of that silence also. Number 8, to be health, you must totally identify with the wholeness that you are. Your health is your wealth. Number 9, allow health to stream into your life. Allow it to. And it goes back to that resistance, self-awareness. Number 10, stay immersed in a state of gratitude. Yes, yes, yes. We pushing to chapter 14, and we got 10 minutes to go. All right, so this one it is my intention to appreciate and express the genius that I am. Oh my God, changing your energy level to access the genius within you. And I wrote down that David Hawkins has a book called Power vs. Force, and it's a book that I want to read. So pay attention to yourself in ways that allow the expansion of the infinite possibilities that you're potentially capable of. Trust your insights. Appreciate the genius in others. And that is what I have been doing by being a part of GSU and being an active member and being an elite team member and getting to see the other people's sessions and their genius and what they're experts in, and being able to share my expertise with them and seeing that they see that I am what I say I am. Okay, so the 10 steps for putting this into intention to appreciate and express the genius within you are: number 1, declare yourself to be a genius. And I have always told my kids they're geniuses in their own rights, in their own ways. One may be a genius here and not a genius here, but these are all things that can be cultivated and worked on. Number 2, make a decision to listen more carefully to your inner insights, no matter how small or insignificant you may have previously judged them to be. Okay, so listen to yourself. Step 3, take constructive action toward implementing your inner intuitive inclinations. Okay? Step 4, know that any and all thoughts that you have regarding your own skills, interests, and inclinations are valid. And that is one of the things that I have been learning, is that my thoughts and skills, my interests, they're valid because they are what I want and aligns with me. Step 5, remind yourself that aligning with spiritual energy is how you will find and convey the genius within you. Step 6, practice radical humility. Woo! Radical humility. Hold the door for somebody. Woo! Is that radical? Is that radical? Oh my gosh. What is the radical? I need to see that really quick. Radical humility. Take no credit for your talents, intellectual abilities, aptitudes, and proficiency. Be in a state of awe and bewilderment. I am all the time. 7, remove resistance to actualizing your genius. We're going to be talking about that resistance, but remove it. Remove it, that resistance. Recognize it, and then you'll be able to remove it. You want to talk to me about that? We can set up a chat. Step 8, look for the genius in others, always. Step 9, simplify your life. And step 10, remain humble while staying in a state of gratitude. Oh my goodness. Gratitude is a sacred space where you allow and know that a force greater than your ego is always at work and available. Totally, totally love, 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 love. And as we've explored the chapters from respecting ourselves to expressing our genius, each of these themes is deeply interconnected with the AIR method that I advocate. Adapt. Each chapter has encouraged us to adapt, to modify our thoughts, behaviors, actions, and align more closely to our intentions. Whether it's adapting our mindset to appreciate our own worth or to attract abundance, the power of adaptation is clear. Inner work. The chapters we've covered also heavily emphasize the need of inner work. This isn't just reflection, it's active engagement with our own values, beliefs, patterns. By doing inner work, we ensure that we're authentic and our relatives. By doing the inner work, we ensure that we're authentic with our relatives. We live stress-free and we heal both ourselves and others. Repeat. Finally, the message is clear that these practices aren't one-time actions. They require repetition. It's through constant application of these principles that we can truly appreciate our genius fully. And this is what I like to call the AIR method cycle. This is the cycle. When we look at the AIR method alongside the insights from these chapters, we see a powerful framework emerging. It's a framework that compels us to continuously evolve, to engage deeply within our inner selves, and to repeat these processes to cement them into our lives. This is how we can move from intention to action, from action to transformation. So as we close this session, remember that every step you take in applying these principles is a step towards a higher version of yourself. Elevate your life one air cycle at a time. And I just love this air cycle that I've come up with. And as you see, it's the adapt, the inner work, and repeat. So elevate your life one air cycle at a time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you as we push through and talk about emotional intelligence. A reminder that March is catch-up month, so we're going to be going back and I'm going to be commenting, and I hope you guys will also, on the Power of Intention post that I haven't made. The audiobook is still put up in the features. It's pinned to the features. So go ahead and go in and listen to it. It's about a 4-hour audiobook. We're going to be answering those deep questions about emotional intelligence, and I'm going to be putting out these recaps. So if you can catch the recap on Saturday, please join me. Let me know what time you think will be good. I will be putting a post out about that to see what time is good for our chapter 1, maybe 1 and 2 recap that we're going to do on emotional intelligence. If you want to get the book, I sure enough did put a link. I pinned a link so that you're able to either buy the ebook, get the ebook, get the physical book, get the digital download, however you want to do it. There is no audiobook. There is one on YouTube, but I didn't like the way it sounded, so I didn't use it. But that's what's coming up. Okay, thank you guys so much. And if you are over at YouTube and you've watched this video, go ahead and comment me a frog emoji that you got done this video. And if you're on Facebook, come on over. Put that invite in for the Air Method Network. You can find us in the group. All you have to do is type in the Air Method Network and we'll pop up. And I'll invite you in. You'll be in. You'll get to see all the posts. I want you to catch up and the engagement. Let's do it. Thank you guys. Have a great day.